So the ladies' favorite word for men today are narcissist. Narcissist is the trending word. No matter what the argument is, the men are narcissists. So I, being the investigative content creator that I am, baby, I went and looked up the word narcissist because I wanted to get a true definition. And I seen this image pop up. Behaviors of a narcissist. Lack of empathy for others. Has a strong desire for attention and admiration from others. Consistently has problematic relationships and has inflated sense of self-worth or importance. Wait a minute now. Isn't it always the women online complaining about how none of their relationships are working because it's the men? But the men be in relationships sometimes and they be happy, but y'all don't. That sounds like constantly being in problematic relationships. And then the overinflated self-worth. Everybody's a 10. Nobody's average because I'm a 10, right? And then on the other side, not having empathy for others. Girl, I'm going to do what I want to do because this is my life to live. It don't matter if it hurt him, F them kids. Y'all see strangers struggling and don't care, right? And it is mostly women that be online half naked, acting a fool for what? Likes and views or admiration and attention. If the men are narcissists, how is it that the ladies are fitting these descriptive words so well? Why is it that these behaviors are found in so many women if the men are the narcissists? I'm trying to figure it out.
Do you think that women can be sexist towards men?
Well, if you want to get technical, I mean, they are technically paid more. I mean, right? Across the board?
No, the way that the gender pay gap started to exist was they took all the median earnings between all men and all the median earnings between women, and they basically matched them up and said, oh, well, look, there's obviously a difference. But the problem is, if you take the lowest paying jobs, early childhood education, caretaking, nannying, etc., those are like 98% women dominated. If you take the 5 most lucrative professions, pharmaceutical science, rocket scientists, then you find that those are heavily male dominated. So of course, when you factor in personal choices, which feminists never want to do, you get this, what they call the wage gap, and then they blame it on men, taking that away from women, and they blame it on men, the patriarchy, which no feminist can ever define. They blame it on men because it's more comfortable.
If women were to make so much less than men, then why aren't companies just only employing women so that they can save money?
I don't know.
I'm going to be so honest. What I've seen from women of all types of personality, the man that they missed the most was the man that didn't give her everything. And I don't really want to give much examples, but y'all are going to be like, Jenna, what do you mean? Well, maybe he gave her everything except for going on a date. Maybe he gave her everything except for sleeping. Because the thing about women, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, from my research, when they're with the man that gave them everything, they don't miss him anymore. Why would she miss you? You literally gave her everything. There's nothing else to want, you know? But I'm not telling you not to give a woman everything. I'm just telling you there's a right place and a right time to give her everything. And it's when you know that she's attached and that she truly loves you. If you're like Twerk With Me 101, it'll be in my bio.
The nicest man gets treated the absolute worst because women see nice as harmless. And we're going to treat that man like a well-trained dog that doesn't bite. Because we're going to forget that dog has teeth. When a man says yes the first 10 times, we are going to assume he will say yes the 11th. When a man stays quiet the first 10 times, we are going to know he's going to stay quiet the 11th. And when a man lets things slide the first 10 times, we are going to expect him to let it slide the 11th. That's the precedent you set. And that's where we women become comfortable with the disrespect. So we're going to start saying things we know we shouldn't say, doing things we know we shouldn't do. And we're going to be crossing lines we know we shouldn't cross because we don't think there's a boundary. How can we think there's a boundary if nobody has seen it? And then one day we find it. And suddenly everybody is shocked because now he's doing too much. Now he's overreacting. And the reason why we're shocked is because we did not expect there to be a line. So when we finally hit that boundary, we feel blindsided because in our mind, that's not who you are. You're the guy who always says yes. You are supposed to be the guy who let everything slide, and you're the guy who stays quiet. How do we know that? Because you have done that 10 times. So when you finally decide to enforce your boundary, to us it's going to feel wrong. Not because the boundary itself is wrong, but because we never expected it to exist. When the reality is, we just finally found your line. And that's why the nicest men get treated the absolute worst. Because when you never establish your boundaries, people are going to mistake kindness for harmlessness. And they're going to keep pushing and pushing until they find the boundary. And when they find the boundary, my baby in the background.
It's literally crazy that women have created an entire multi-million-dollar industry on the way they want to be yearned for, and men still can't figure it out. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands of romance novels, all written with almost the same story outline of how a woman wants to be yearned for, yet
What? My sister in Christ. What the are you talking about? Any man with a minimum, and I mean minimum, level of self-respect, dignity, even if you love your life, just go ahead and read one of those romance novels that she's yapping about. You'll see that novel and listening to a horror film are the exact same thing. I remember it like it was yesterday, watching The Notebook. That traumatized me. But yeah, in simple words, all these romantic novels and films that women preach about, talking about yearning, it's just you being a cock.
The women that don't like nice guys just possess evil spirits. I can understand if somebody's being overly nice in order to disguise who they truly are. But if someone just has a nice nature to them, a respectful nature to them, what turns you off about that? Other than it's making your evil spirit uncomfortable. I've noticed when I be nice to certain women, you see a look of uncomfortability on their face, as if it's irritating the demon in you.
Let me give you value. Let me.
Oh, you saying all the right things. So you want to give a man value?
Absolutely. I'm trying to multiply it.
Oh my goodness, you saying all the right things. Look, okay, let me ask you this, right? So you say you want to bring some value. How do you bring value to? You told me you're gonna pray over man, which is very valuable, right? You're gonna bring peace. You're gonna be submissive. What else of value you gonna bring?
So that's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Because I need the women to listen to me on
go
this,
ahead.
right?
Teach them something.
So since high school, I've been learning stocks, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I began, I was not good at it.
Yeah.
But because I learned to keep perfecting and using my craft and learning from it, learning to multiply money. First, I did it for myself when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
But then I understood the value that I could bring to a man by doing that, especially if he is not educated in the trading market, in the investment market.
Yeah.
Learning how to invest in properties, learning how to invest in the money and multiplying his success. Women don't understand that if she could just learn how to flip his bag from 1 to 3 times.
Listen, I've had so many women on my podcast, and I asked them this question, and they say absolutely nothing. You are the first woman who've actually came on here and said something of actual tangible value. He on my podcast all the time. They say, oh, I bring peace. Nobody has ever said, I'm learning skills to where I can flip his bag.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous that you're the first woman who has ever said something like that on here. So you're really in your mind saying you're learning these different business skills and acumen so you can take your man's bag and flip it.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I've dated guys that make good money. I've never dated like an insanely wealthy dude.
What's good money?
Pull up your account.
My phone is...
Okay.
What is good?
Until you can pull up your account, then...
Well, give us an idea. Why does it have to be about me? Is a couple million enough? Is a couple million enough?
Maybe.
Isn't that wild? Like nowadays, the market is so inflated that to get a 31-year-old girl,
you know what's funny though?
You need to have multi-million dollars, like to get a ran through 31-year-old like sweatpants Birkin bag. You need to have multiple M's in the bank.
I know.
That's insane.
You can't just be funny and have 8-inch hammer anymore.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Do you hate women?
No. I love
Are
women.
you sure?
I do. I love women.
What's your relationship like with your
I
mom?
have a great relationship with my mom.
Really? She hugged you and shit when you were
I did.
little?
I was just talking to her right before this. Right before I walked in, I was.
Why do you find that so hard to believe?
I I'm feeling a little anger, misogyny.
Don't you dare say that word. Don't
You really want to end right now? I'm sorry to cook right now. This is what's going
I
on.
think when you were a little kid, something happened.
And it, you know, kind of, Jenna was kind of discussing, you know, the type of guy that women always miss is the guy that doesn't give them everything. And then she says, well, there's a time and place to give her everything. And really, honestly and truly, it circles right back around to the nice guy. Well, you know, the nice guy's not really nice. He's this, he's that. Way to deflect. Way to get away from accountability. I love that. But unfortunately for you, that's not going to happen here. These type of women are unstable. They're mentally and emotionally and spiritually unstable. It is not the nice guy's fault that you can't understand. Hey, if I'm giving you if you don't want the gift, then just don't take the gift. Period. End of story. That should be simple enough, but you take it, and then when the guy asks for something in return, you get mad. I mean, God dog, modern women give of themselves. Why? Okay, let's do this then. If modern women are so giving and so loving, and just they give purely from their heart, and they're just they just emotionally stable, and they just altruistic, and they just love people, and they just give because they want to, then how come we're hearing about the mental load? How come we're hearing about, well, I gotta leave the nice guy because he wasn't helping, he wasn't doing this? And so you have an ulterior motive then. So you're not as good as you say you are. So you're not as nice of a woman as you say you are. Oh, okay. Shut that stuff up, man. Most people want something in a relationship. Most modern women don't want to pay it. They want to go out there messing with Chad and Tyrone, and when Chad and Tyrone dog them out, they gonna go right back to who? The nice guy.
Every time I think feminism can't get more insane, stuff like this gets said.
What do you think right now about how so many people are not having babies? I think the myth of maternal instinct, which was created by a man and has no scientific basis, has had a profoundly kind of depressing, awful, nasty impact on especially women. I really do. I mean, I picture people in a room one day saying, like, if we could convince women that being a mom comes naturally, like, that would be really good for us. Because then when parenting's hard, women will just blame themselves and they'll have shame. And when you have shame, you don't speak up for your needs.
This woman, Dr. Becky, has a PhD in clinical psychology from Columbia and was named by Time magazine to be the millennial parenting whisperer. What? Because nothing says, go millennials, you'll be great parents, like telling women motherhood cannot possibly come naturally to you. It was oppressively shoved down your throat by a man. I truly cannot begin to wrap my head around how someone with a PhD is trying to coherently make the argument that there is no scientific basis for motherhood coming naturally to women. I just had a baby almost 8 weeks ago to the day, and this gal is exhausted, clearly. She was up for 3 days straight dealing with contractions and giving birth, and pretty much hasn't slept since then, if we're being honest. If I could go back and tell her 8 weeks ago to the day anything, it would be how unbelievably shocking and amazing it is how much of this comes naturally. That, God willing, your body will know exactly what to do when it comes to feeding your baby, that you will leap out of bed with an adrenaline rush at 2 a.m. no matter how tired you are to make sure your baby's okay when she cries. That you'll start figuring out instinctively when she's crying what she needs in that moment, and that you will never feel an immediate bond with another human being quite like looking into your daughter's eyes for the first time. I'm assuming this doctor is trying to somehow convince women that they are victimized by maternal instincts and the urge to want to have children. The only victimization I'm seeing here is when angry, miserable feminists try to shame you somehow for doing the most natural, beautiful, God-given things in the world. I don't get it. I really don't.
Because men actually benefit from marriage more than women do. And when you look at the statistics of like post-divorce mental health outcomes, men have worse mental health outcomes than women. Women are typically happier after divorce. And so if you want to argue that marriage disproportionately benefits women, like that's not true.
I'd be pretty unhappy too if I was on child support or alimony and I had a hard time seeing my kids.
And you had to support your children. What a hard life.
Well, you understand that it's not taxed. So the problem is they take over 50% of the man's income because it's not, so they have to pay taxes on the stuff they're giving her and take half of his paycheck.
To support his children that he wants to be involved in their lives.
Right, but it wasn't his choice because women leave the majority of the time.
It is his choice to relinquish his parental rights if he wants to.
What I'm saying is many men want to be married and they want to be an involved father and they want to stay with the mother of their children. My point is if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the childcare responsibilities, but he doesn't have to like pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all, I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? That's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want, but you don't want to have to pay for it.
The fire y'all up this Friday. You ever notice how women always have these long horror stories when it comes to any form of relationship, whether it be intimate or platonic? Oh, I never had a female friend over 2 years because they be hating. Oh, all my relationships was trash because they just didn't know how to handle a woman like me. But then you ask men, oh, my last relationship trash, homegirl was crazy, whatever, it ain't work. But I had this ex back when I was 16, 17, and she was a great woman, but I messed up. I couldn't value that. And then they had friendships for over decades. Why do you think that is? Because as long as you cool, we cool. If you genuine, men are cool. It's no problem. Men don't look for situations off of conditions. It's women. Women either want to with you for financial gain or for the aesthetic because you look good. You look good to hang around. Huh? Y'all always want to be a girl's girl until it's time to be one. Now you're trying to take away her shine to make you shine brighter. I thought you was bad, mama. What happened? Women be the problem.
Only about 10% of black women make over 6 figures on their own. That means 90% of black women make less than $100,000 a year, with the average salary being somewhere around $40,000 a year. So the vast majority of y'all are way poorer than you really want to admit. In addition, the average salary for black men is about $40,000. For the vast majority of y'all, 40 and 40, that's 80. The two of y'all are not making 6 figures. As a result, y'all need to get married, or y'all need to be in a partnership. Y'all need to be something. Y'all need to find a way to get along and work together so that you're not like incredibly poor and literally one paycheck from being on the streets. When I tell young women that they need to get married, that they need to be like, if you're going to be with a man, you need to get married, it's because it protects you. It protects you in a lot of ways. But what I'm not going to do is argue with young women about things that I know to be true. So if you don't want to get married, you don't want to be in a partnership, you don't want a man, you don't want to, whatever it is that you say you don't want to do, don't do that. Go through life on your own. And for some of y'all, I'm on the man side because y'all are argumentative, you're combative, you're disrespectful, you're ungrateful. And I see it in my comment section every single day. But what I'm going to do is block your ass because I'm not arguing with people. I will be 55 in a few months. I know things to be true. Might not be true for you, might not be true for all. If you're a Shira 7 type woman that want a man to take care of you, that's fine. But for the vast majority of y'all, a man cannot take care of you because he's barely taking care of himself, just like you are barely taking care of yourself. This content is for women that want to build.
Do you date women your own age?
I'm not attracted to them. There's very few that are really attractive.
I'm asking men, why are you like this?
I just want something peaceful to do. I just did a runway show in Milan. I've been on the cover of a magazine.
You're on the cover of a magazine?
Yes, and a book as well.
Are you a famous model?
I wouldn't say a famous model, but I've been modeling for a while. Okay. Have you done any modeling?
Yes.
Quit?
I'm retired.
You retired?
Because I'm old now.
Oh, it's different for men. Women age differently.
What age women do you date?
23 to 33.
How old are you?
I'm be 53 this year.
Do you date women your own age?
No. I'm not attracted to them. There's very few that are really attractive. I mean, I didn't make this world. It's just the way it is. A girl's not attracted to you if you don't have money.
Why does it stop at 33?
Because if you get into a nice long relationship, you've got at least 10 years where you're really attracted to her. And I age way better than most people. Like, I've got really nice skin. I'm really fit. I'm flexible. I'm fat.
I am going to be exposing a secret about women that they'll be mad at me for saying because it is true. Women are very selfish when it comes to the men that they don't like. So if she's telling you something like, oh, well, I'm not going to do this for you, even though it's your boundary, it's either one or two things. One, she just doesn't care. She's not going to change because she's not that into you. Or two, she genuinely believes that you're asking for too much and she doesn't have the emotional capacity for it. Here are signs that she is selfish, right? Most of your guys' conversations are about her. She's not really asking you questions about yourself. She's not trying to get you to open up to her. She's not trying to get you to express your feelings to her. She's not really investing emotion or time into you. And I'm not really speaking specifics about texting, more of like in person. If you guys are long distance and she's not texting you that much, try calling her, to be honest. I'm telling you, women are only selfish with men that they don't like. Women are extremely giving with the man that they want because they don't want to lose him. Like, women are hella submissive with the man that they believe is a catch, right? And if you are a catch, then she's gonna have to see you move on with another girl, and then she's gonna be telling her girlfriends about how she missed out on you because she wanted to go for a bad boy. I'm a woman. I hear about stuff like this. Like, if you're a good man, go find a good girl. Like if you keep trying for her and she keeps taking you for granted, go find another girl. But don't go back to her because you got that other girl. One-on-one coaching in my bio.
And that guy talking about, I think he was a model. He's like, hey, I wouldn't call myself famous. So he's still great. And this is what modern women don't like about men. They know exactly what they got going on. Modern women don't like that. They can't handle that. They can't handle that. Modern women try to gaslight you into thinking they're something that they're not. And they're thinking that they're more than what they actually are. Men, a lot of times, well, I know exactly what I am. I know what I can go, where I can go and what I can do. And you see that man. You see, well, I ain't the, world renowned model, but I've been on the cover of a book. I've been on the cover of a magazine here and there. I got a little bit of money. Well, how come you got to date somebody that's under 33? Well, I'm thinking, if she going to look cute like this and she a little bit older, she not going to be attractive to me. And that's what I want. Oh, you don't think that's misogynist? No. I think that's how the game is played. Because whenever y'all have good looks, and whenever y'all got it going on, body is tea and all that stuff, men say, hey, maybe you should slow down and date the nice guy. Maybe you should slow down and date the good guy. Stop. You got what you need. You got what you want. Just get him. Now I'm going to put him on the back burner. I'm going to go get somebody else for right now. I'm going to use this body. I'm going to use this face to get whatever I want. And then when I get tired and I want the boring life, I go back to them. Oh, okay. Well, modern women are gonna keep on stumbling upon, are gonna keep on running up on brothers that say, okay, now it's my turn. And they're gonna get on.
Let me tell you something real. A good woman will not chase you. If you stop trying, she stops too. And here's the truth men ignore. You lose a loyal woman when you keep chasing every little distraction. Understand this carefully. A peaceful woman is rare. Okay? If you do not value her, your life becomes stressful fast. Listen close for a second. A real woman does not want fancy things. She wants honesty and effort. Most men learn that too late.
And I've noticed it with older women. They have no issue with coming up to a guy.
I agree.
100%. The issue, I think, with girls my age, 21 to 24, 25, is they think they are deserving in a sense that are privileged enough to where they should not have to go up to a guy.
Like they won't do it.
Right.
Like
and it's like, what's the difference? Like, you don't know what the benefit could have been if you were the one who went up. He could have been a little nervous or a little shy, but that one hello could have made your year or your life, because you never know the outcome of it.
You're telling me you've gone the whole day without speaking to him, and you've had X, Y, and Z on your mind, and the second that you get him on the phone, you can't even ask him how his day was? Why would anybody expect you to be their peace when you are not peaceful? I am so convinced that the majority of women do not know how to hold a safe space. I would venture to say for anybody, but for men specifically, when it comes to self-regulation and checking yourself prior to having somebody's attention, the first thing you want to do is lash out. I'm not answering anybody's phone calls if I know that stress is awaiting me on the other side. You have to be able to integrate that type of shadow work internally before you externally pour into somebody else. So if you haven't already gone through your checks and balances, why are you bringing it to somebody else? I personally take pride in making the person that I'm dealing with breathe easily. I'm not here to add to your plate. If I've become the person that makes your day heavier, then I need to check myself. Luckily, self-regulation doesn't allow you to get that far, but I feel like that's what the majority of people, men and women, lack a lot of the times. You have to equally bring safety and peace to this unity. Otherwise, what are we talking about? 9 times out of 10, if I've already done my inventory check within myself, then by the time I reach you, that shit don't even matter. There's this volatility that you just spew. And just because you consider that an intimate space because you're allowing, no holds barred, that's not love, dog. That's not, it's not healthy. And so a lot of women specifically think that they can just lash out, and because this man's supposed to be strong and grounded, that she can say and do whatever she wants and then sweep it under the rug later. When I think of self-discipline, when I think of self-regulation, I think of a specific confidence that exudes out of someone. If you can't observe and just listen and put your emotions really on the back burner, just to show up for whatever that man needs, that's step one.
The best way to know if you're a terrible person is if your man leaves the relationship. If your boyfriend breaks up with you, you gotta be terrible, because men don't leave relationships. We just hold on for dear life. We just ride it out till we die or something. You gotta leave, because we're not leaving. We just sit there and take the mental torture all the time. So if your man left, you must be from the deepest, darkest corner of
as a woman when he's serious, because it seems like the vast majority just want casual encounters. That's it.
That's what some of y'all have just worked, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Listen, we wanted the male perspective. But where are you getting that from? Why would you say?
Well, So here's the thing, right? They say be honest. So we have this criteria that these women set for these men. You have to be this, you need to be that, you need to be 6 feet tall, you need to make this, you need to do that. I want you to be in line, I want you not to cheat, I want you to do this. But at the same time, they're still dealing with women who are emotionally hurt, who have parents who never taught them how to be a woman. Most of these new age women don't have the concept of what a virtuous woman is. Then we want to speak to the Bible. And then you want men to treat you like a queen, but you act like peasants. See, that's the problem is you can't walk around here shaking your in the club and expect me to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You can't put your man before your kids and expect me to respect you as a parent. You only present what your value is. And if your value is your hair, your nails, your smile, and your presence in public, but not your education, not your person, not your love, not your heart, not your interaction, not your intelligence, then we don't get to meet that. And the thing about it is that a lot of people have this conversation, and it's all cute and funny when we're talking now. But when somebody tell you that this is what you presented to me, so I gave you what I thought you was worth. The thing about it is that ain't nobody coming to you nowadays, like the young lady said, with respect as a man, because I deserve the same respect you do. So what makes you think that I should value anything less than what you show me? And most of these women who are out here are drinking in the club, toe up, laughing, joking, and that's great, have a good time. But at the same time, if you don't carry yourself like a lady, what is a man supposed to present to you? If you don't carry yourself with respect and class, what the hell am I supposed to present to you? If you look like ass, I'm going to treat you like ass. And the truth about it is, everybody wants affection. Everybody wants to feel wanted. And what women have done nowadays is replace the whole being attracted and being somebody of stature with the idea of being desired. Because the more men that want them, the more powerful they are, and they think that's going to get them a good man. You could have all the money in the world. You could have a good job. You could have a banging body. You could do all of this and still be messed up in your head, and it makes you the most unattractive person ever. But this is what we get. And for every woman who sits in this room and says that I am not that woman, 4 of your girlfriends are. And the bad part about it is that I ain't got to deal with the conversation and laugh and joke, and I could get mine off and just go home. Then why would I have to go through this with you?
I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce. I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. Got us in like ASAP, like 2 days later. And I walked in knowing that I was going to ask for a divorce. We sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? Therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying, and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? He responded right away, and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. I knew that I was ready to leave, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us. I didn't think that there would be, but you know, you just always hope that like one last try. We went home that night. We didn't speak. He slept on the couch. I woke up and went to work the next day, came home. He was playing PlayStation that night. I sat next to him. We hadn't talked in 24 hours. I said, can we talk about what happened yesterday? And he was just playing, just looking straight ahead. And he was like, what's to talk about? In my mind, I'm thinking, this is our last ditch effort to like steer this ship around, you know? And I was like, so what are we gonna do? And he just kept playing, and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. He had done things within that 24 hours. He had opened up the filing folder of his single man life and went ahead and got all this done.
Do you have any guy friends?
I do.
If we were dating and they wanted to spend time with you one-on-one, how would you react?
Okay, so a lot of the guys that I date with do not condone me having guy friends, but unfortunately, because I'm single and no one has asked me for marriage, I'm gonna continue to have guy friends. I'd rather guy friends than female friends.
So you're saying that you're single until married?
Absolutely.
Even if we were boyfriend, girlfriend?
Absolutely.
So if I said, yo, my boundary is no hanging out with this dude who I don't know.
As a girlfriend, you don't have that ability to tell me what I can and cannot do because there's no ring on my finger and because there's someone out there that's going to give me the full throttle of what I want. I believe that.
But if we're together, why would you want to break that?
So let me reverse the question, right? So we're together, right? And you have a fan base of female friends, right? Will you hang out with them?
Not if it's something you didn't like.
Okay, so I like your thought process. A lot of guys won't think like that.
And so we got to go back to, are you going to continue to hang out with those men? That's what we got to figure out. Because and this is what I'm saying. Modern women they'll get mad at somebody like a Kevin Samuels for saying that high value men don't cheat, they exercise options. They'll get mad at, say, Myron from Fresh and Fit when he says, you know, I've got a lady, it's closed on her end, it's open on my end. Oh, how can you do that? And then they'll come right out here like these two ladies are doing. I mean, one of them, she didn't really say much, but the other one was like, well, you know, and I understand where she's coming from, until you put a ring on my finger, you can't really dictate, because let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to shut down my entire life. You're going to make me cut off my friends. And then we fool around and get to the engagement or whatever and whatnot. We call off the engagement, and now I didn't cut off all my friends. Now I ain't got no friends, and I don't have the person that was supposed to be the love of my life. But here's the thing. He shouldn't have to tell you to do that. You should be making boundaries. You should be creating boundaries yourself because you respect him. Why are you hanging on to people and hanging out with people when you know that makes them uncomfortable? Modern women always want men to take the initiative when it's something that they want, but then they knowing that man don't want you hanging out, especially alone with another dude cuddled all up on you. He don't want you doing that. You gonna do it anyway because that's what you want to do, instead of taking the initiative and saying, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I gotta go be with my man tonight. You know, I gotta lay up under my man. I can't be up at your house at 10 o'clock. I'm trying to be over where he at 10 o'clock. Modern women won't do that, but they'll expect a man. Well, let me flip it then. How would you act? Well, you know, because I know my woman probably wouldn't like that, then I'm not going to do it. See, I like the way you think. Okay, then. Are you going to do it? No, probably not. That's what I'm saying. Modern women going to continue to do whatever they was going to do, but they want the men to act right.
There's women that I've dated that were so incredibly high quality, personality-wise, just amazingly high quality women, right? And because I was able to recognize that and I respected them so much, they would wind up cheating on me or leaving me and dating the most degenerate morons you've ever seen. No joke. Out here in Phoenix, this is no joke. There's a girl out here that I could potentially even get her to come in and talk about this. She's a pretty chill girl. She would talk about this. It's one of my ex-girlfriends. Lovely girl. I would have given her the world. I saw her value. So nice. I took her to Hawaii. I was so nice to her. We had a lovely time together. After about 6 months, I actually wanted her to move in with me because she's so intelligent, so incredible. I wanted her to move in. She's that amazing. I want more kids. So I was like, let's do it. She wound up declining the offer. Why? Because I didn't have frame. Then she wound up dating somebody after me who is flat broke. I actually know this guy. He's a very nice guy. I like him a lot, but a failed musician on massive amounts of drugs. He got her pregnant, and then she wound up living in a trailer park, having to go work at this like old person's home just to be able to pay for her daughter to go in daycare. Okay. And she'd call me later. She's like, it was the worst mistake of my life. Like, I think about it every day. And so she sucked me back in, and I got sucked back in. And here's the best part. You ready to hear this? I lost frame again, okay? I lost frame again, and then she dumped me. And rather than living in a mansion, she chose to keep scrubbing floors and cleaning up feces. That is how bad they don't want to date you if you don't have frame, that they would choose to scrub the feces of old people while their daughter is stuck in daycare. They would let their own daughter rot while they clean filth over living in a mansion with a guy that they do love, but who lost frame.
But let's just be honest, a lot of you men don't know how to communicate to women. A lot of you men are scared to go up to women. Did the Me Too movement stop men approaching? No.
Yes, absolutely. It just brings my mind back to this case that just got Ben McLemore? NBA player. A woman got drunk with him. He was drunk too. They had sex, and now he's in jail for 8 years, which just blows my mind. I get why people have that fear. It's almost like you need a consent form. You need a retina scan. You need 5 different people to sign as witnesses before you have any type of relations with someone in order to protect yourself. And it sounds crazy and out of pocket, but when you see different situations like that, or even like a Shannon Sharpe thing, it's not necessarily Me Too, I guess, quote unquote, but just seeing something like that and how easy your life can get flipped around by someone else just accusing you of something. It's not innocent until proven guilty. It's, yo, she accused you, you're guilty, try and prove her otherwise. It's a terrifying place to be. And I'm kind of scared, like, in the future, if I have a son, like, what kind of world I'll be bringing them in. Like, what do I tell them? Avoid women at all costs?
The Me Too movement haltered your way of approaching women in general.
100%. I mean, think about it, right? When I was in high school or maybe beginning of college, like, we would hear music like in a club and you could dance behind a girl. It wouldn't be too awkward. She'd give you a look behind if she liked you. If not, she'd move away and it was done, right? You do that now, that's a full lawsuit. That's 20 years in prison. It's just a whole mess.
You want to know what's crazy, though?
It's crazy.
Those women that care and watch how much money you spend and how much money you spending on them, they don't like you. Because a woman that likes you don't want you to spend all your money. Because she's mindful of the union and the partnership that y'all are building.
There it is.
If that woman is like women that are like, oh, I need to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair and your nails not already done? This should be a lifestyle. Like if you literally, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, because I have an appointment from here. I'm going to get my hair done. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I have my hair appointment. I have zero expectation for a man to be like, oh, here you go. You got to, no. Now, if it happens, I love that for me, but it's not an expectation because it doesn't need to be. So I personally feel like us ladies, we got to get it together because it's that standard that's making men think that the transaction is okay. We hold the standard. It's all up to us at the end of the day as women, and we got to stop being so doggone cheap.
Because we see the clips of like, oh, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me?
And then women will be like, well, I took my time to get ready. That man has time too. He took time out of his day to make sure that he prepared something. Hopefully he put some effort in. It's not just going to a thing. But this is another thing too, for the ladies that are listening. We gotta be mindful that men with money, or real men with money, a lot of the times what they're doing is just what they do. You are not special. So someone may think, oh my God, he flew me on a jet, or oh my God, he flew me first class, or oh my God, we went to this 5-star restaurant. Baby, that's what he does. You are not special.
Women can do it on their own. We don't have to shut the f up, bro. If that's what you like, then get what you like, and good luck. I hope you find it.
Name me one.
I like something else, and I hope I find it too. Good luck to both.
Name me one billionaire outside of Oprah that did it on her own.
I don't know. I don't keep up.
There isn't one. Hey, I'll tell you about the richest women in the world. Google that. Guess where they got their riches from? Divorce. That means they didn't do it on their own. Success is a team sport, no matter how you think about it. A man needs a woman. Hold on. A man needs a woman just as much as a woman needs a man. That's all a woman can do about themselves is what's wrong with the culture today. We need each other equally. See, I can look at you and say, you know what, ma'am? You're going to see things that I don't see in a situation, and that's valuable to me. You know what I say also, ma'am? That you're going to pay attention and you're going to see the world differently than I do. So that's going to be valuable for me. I can say to you, I can look at you and say, your strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. And that's value to me. How is it so hard for you to see the value in me, though? We can see the value in women. But as soon as women start getting some money, it's like they forget who the goddamn put them in position to make it. Because the last time I checked, most of these businesses that these women are making all this money for were ran and owned by men. OnlyFans, you know who made that? A man. Lip gloss, you know who made that? A man. And everything of your existence was created by a man.
I do think it is the case that oftentimes women lose attraction for their partner when the man is vulnerable.
I think it depends on the level.
Yeah, that's for immature women.
I think even a very emotionally intelligent woman might run into something that just innately, regardless of your level of intelligence or IQ or EQ, you're going to witness a level of vulnerability in your partner that will give you...
If you're not able to manage it.
The ick.
If you're not
now,
able
let
to
me
manage
give you
it.
an example here. Has anybody here been dating a guy and he got beat up?
Oh my God, I would have to.
Have to what? Say it. Just even picturing it in your head, it sounds like you're going to say you break up with the guy.
What was his idiot self doing that got him beat up? Like, don't start a fight.
Maybe he didn't start it. I do think that some women will look at their boyfriend in this vulnerable state.
Yeah, but that's a them problem. That not a problem that makes it so that men should act any certain way.
I've gone through a lot of difficult things in my life. Even a girl I've been with for a long period of time, it's never occurred to me to sit down, to be like, here's all the bad things that have happened to me.
But if I care about you as a person, I would want to know how your day is going. What's keeping you up at night?
So I could have the most terrible day ever, and if my girlfriend asks me about it, I'd just be like, it was good.
That's terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you single?
Let's all apologize.
Yeah, that's why you're single.
Why are you telling people that you need 2 checks?
Say that again?
Why did you tell the people that you need 2 checks?
Why I tell the people we needed 2 checks? Because we need 2 checks. You need one and I need one.
The bill is $42.
Yeah, divided. $21.
Why is we dividing it?
I mean, you paying for your own food.
Why am I paying for my own food?
Oh man, we ain't doing this. Did you come to my crib last night?
No, but what does that have to do with me?
I feed
You
you.
came to get me.
Yeah.
And to take me out to eat.
No, to feed you, take you back to my house. Yeah. What you say?
This ain't gonna work.
No,
You
I
gonna
can
have
come
to pay
get you
this.
anytime. Man, listen. Excuse me. Hey, can I get 2 tickets? She paying for her own food.
Oh yeah, no problem. Here, let me see it. I'm a picture.
Women who hate men make the best wives and girlfriends, and I will on that hill.
I've been hearing this particular argument put forth with ever increasing frequency on social media. A lot of women are out there trying to convince men that they themselves that dislike men the most would make the best partners, when that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Their argument is that they don't seek male validation or male approval. Therefore, if they choose you as a man, then you win the dating lottery. But how much sense does that make? Who really wants to date someone that dislikes every single person of their gender except them? That doesn't really sound like a winning equation. I mean, just think about how often you're going to have to listen to them disparage men. But frankly, it seems like these women are trying to convince men of this because, well, I'm beginning to think that a lot of these women are just lonely.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be feminist,
Gotta
you
be
can't
realistic.
be feminist until the check comes. You got to pony up. You got to pay half the bill. Tell me why.
Absolutely not. Sorry. That's why I go back to saying masculine men. Masculine men will always pick up that tab no matter what. They have no problem
Sure.
picking up that tab, and they will actually never let a woman pay for it, especially if it's your
Okay,
his
I love
woman.
this. Yes.
He will not let her pull out her wallet ever.
So, what do men owe to women?
Nothing.
Well,
what do you mean? That's
You're saying a masculine man would never let a woman pay. So he has some degree of, there's a female-driven expectation on men. What does he get in return for being a masculine man?
to be in the presence of a woman.
Okay, so what do women have to do? What is a woman's duty? You're saying a man has a duty to pay for first dates,
Yeah.
to be a provider, to be a masculine, all these things. What do women have to do?
Show up. Be
That's
a
it?
woman. Be the woman
Just show
that,
up?
that like
What if I
do
said
you
that? I just
understand
have to
what it is
show
such
up.
a privilege it is to
it's
even
privilege.
be
Okay,
to
so
have
women
a
are
very
privileged.
Once again, there ain't no frame being lost. It's undisciplined. You can't handle it. We're not going to continue to put on the man. Going to continue to say, oh, it's a man's fault. You lost frame. No, you're an idiot. You are an idiot woman that did that. You were with the man, cute, you got it going on, and then you decided the grass is greener, and you found out your grass was freaking weeds. It was weeds, and that's what you found out, and that's what you got. Stupid, scrubbing toilets. That's what you wanted to do, and the man decided to take you back again, and you decided again the second time. What a kid. You decided, I'm going to do the same thing I was doing, and I'm going to go back out there and scrub the toilets. Idiot. That don't got nothing to do with the man. That got something to do with your stupid behind, because you couldn't figure out, last time I got into this place, in this position, I messed it up. And not only did I mess it up real bad. Now, the man's fault in this is that you have become her safety net. She knows that she can land with you. Anytime she got something going on and it don't work out, she can land with you. And so that's why she's back out there. When it fails again, I'm going to go and I'm going to land with you again. I'm going to stay, in your house for, a couple months, few months, and then I'm going to go back out there again. And it's going to go like that and go like that and go like that. And by the time she's done, it'll be about 5-10 years. Because each and every time she'll stay longer and longer, and she'll need more time to recuperate. Is what's going to happen. And that final time, she done stayed 2 or 3 years in the house with you, and she just won't go back out there. But by that time, she might have a couple of kids, 2 or 3 kids. Her oldest is probably now at this point in time 7, 8, 9 years old. The youngest is probably a year old, if that. And you be taking care of both of them. And it'll be your own fault.